What is up, and welcome back to School Night. You guys just saw Zach Zoya grace the stage with some phenomenal music, phenomenal stuff, man. So yeah, how do you feel? This is your first show in the States.
I'm feeling great, bro.
Yeah?
Energy's there.
Yeah.
Fucking weather's nice.
Yeah?
It's actually warmer in Montreal right now than in LA. So I don't know how I feel about that.
Wow.
But we here, bro.
You know,
Having
you
a good time.
heard you heard everything. You're like, oh, LA's a warm city, and then you get here and it's
right?
colder.
Yeah, that's like the classic. Like,
Is it more humid?
It's way more humid down in Montreal.
Okay, got it.
Like, I got that dry weather. It's like you're in the shades. And you're cold as hell, and then you go in the sun.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that.
It's
I
one
like
of those.
That. Well, you have a show in New York later this week, correct?
I sure do. Tomorrow. Bro.
Wow. Hey, wow. Exciting.
We're on a mini tour, bro. We're doing our thing.
Mini tour.
You know?
We love it, man. So, yeah, let's talk about your roots a little bit. Your father, South African, your mother, French-Canadian. What role does this play in your music that you listened to growing up, as well as what you kind of got inspired by?
Yeah, I think it's the blend of influences. Like you get a different mix. You know, a bunch of African music from my dad. I'm thinking of like Fela Kuti. I'm thinking of Soweto Gospel Choir. Some some stuff that I would have never seen or been like I would have never seen in like the media around me.
Right.
And like on the other side, my mom, who brought like Simon and Garfunkel, some stuff like that I wasn't really aware of. So blending that together kind of gave me, like, I think, an openness creatively that I wouldn't have had otherwise.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially from like local radio and stuff, which plays like the pop stuff.
Yeah. But that's good. I mean, your stuff is catchy, but you see you doing your rap thing. You're doing you're like catchy, but still like got that edge and got that creativity out there. So
you, man.
It's really, really good stuff. Your new single "Smoke and Dance" dropped last week.
Sure did.
You want to tell us about the track?
Yeah. So literally. It's a pandemic song. It's one of the first songs that I made in the pandemic. It's not about, when I say pandemic song, it's not about the pandemic.
Yeah.
It's a song we made during the pandemic.
Yeah.
It's literally me and my homies being like, because, in Quebec, we had curfews. We had to stay at home and shit.
We had curfews for a while too, but not nearly as long as a lot of other places. Yeah,
we had to be home at like 8. So imagine it's like minus 30. I don't know what that means to y'all.
Yeah.
Because we're in Celsius, y'all in Fahrenheit. So I don't know if it rings a bell. But
anything negative is cold.
Exactly. Basically, that's all you gotta know. So we stuck inside, bro. We stuck inside doing music, and it was a curfew. Like we couldn't see. Technically, we weren't supposed to like even be together. Yeah. And it was kind of Smoke and Dance was kind of the song we made, being like, okay, what do we want life to be like, daydreaming, like kind of like manifesting into existence what we wanted the fucking like the next summer to be. Can we curse on here?
Yeah, you good. It's a free space.
Let's get it.
Yeah, man. I mean, you mentioned in an interview that Kendrick was one of your dream collaborations. You heard the album?
I sure did.
Yeah,
I sure did.
Thoughts?
I'm glad I didn't I'm glad I didn't hop on Twitter before listening, because it would have ruined my whole appreciation. But I was blessed. I was in Toronto in a listening session. We all had like the headphones on, listening to the thing at the same time. I thought it was groundbreaking, like in so many ways. I thought it was so refreshing. Yeah, I think it's the best hip hop album of the year, like by far.
I was even saying earlier, I was still trying to figure out why he had Jussie Smollett in the video. I was still trying to figure out why he had Jussie Smollett in the video. Do you have any perspective on that?
I'm not Kendrick. I don't know what the whole thing was. I don't know. I don't know if it's a commentary on like I don't know.
I've been trying to interpret it. I'm like, there's like a lot.
Because you want to be with Kendrick on that one.
Yeah. I'm like just trying to understand it. I'm like, every single one of those people were criticized. So I was like, is that what we're going for? Or?
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know. I was just trying to break it down with the Kendrick man. But
the pain of being a black man. I don't know. Sometimes it's too deep, and there's some essays on Twitter. You can read all about it.
Yeah. Well, what would a Kendrick and Zach track sound like?
I don't know, and I think that's the beauty of it, of it all. Yeah. Like, I can see clearly me hopping on a song that's like a Kendrick type song, me trying to emulate what he does. I can see that happening, because I basically started rapping. I've been emulating him since day one, so I can definitely see that happening. But there's a great thing that happens when you realize that, like, the greatest thing about music sometimes is not what you think is gonna happen. So, like, I would like to collaborate with Kendrick. Let me redirect the question. Basically, I would love to collaborate with Kendrick, but sometimes, even though you love that artist, maybe the fit isn't what it needs to be. You know what I mean? Like maybe the perfect mix would be with a guy like Ty Dolla $ign, or like a guy like Blast. Maybe we fit a lot better. Even though I would love to work with Kendrick, sometimes you know, it just
but I mean, sometimes it works. I mean, Ed Sheeran did it on an album. His
True.
He collabed with freaking.
Ed Sheeran been going crazy.
Yeah, he's going crazy because he loves rap. He loves everybody.
He got everybody on.
Yeah, he did PNB Rock on that album. He did Chance the Rapper. Yeah, a lot of different stuff. But yeah, man, let's ask some AMAs, some of these fan questions here.
For sure.
We got Ohana Kitty asks, what process did you go through to find your voice in music? That's a good question.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Just like trying some stuff. And I think a lot of rappers and a lot of artists in general can relate to, like, at first you sound like the rapper you love the most. You know, I sounded like Kendrick. I sounded like Isaiah Rashad. I sounded like Earl Sweatshirt in the beginning. And then I kind of developed my own thing. And you know what? Your own style is basically mistakes, in my opinion. It's the mistake. So me trying to sound like Kendrick, I'll do some things with my voice that I don't intend to do, and that'll be my identity. That'll be the thing that sets me apart, and people will be like, "Oh, that's nice, your thing, you do it." And I'm like, "Oh, I was trying to hide that part of my thing." But
people fall in love with it.
So I think it's just like trial and error. You start, and at first you're like, "Oh, I don't like that part of my voice," and then you kind of just embrace it. You know?
You know, putting in those 10,000 hours is definitely how you like get to you know, being the best you can be. We have another AMA. What artist inspired your rap? That's Pawn Nags asked that. What artists inspire your raps?
Like I said, Kendrick, Eminem. Actually, in the very beginning, I think. I mean, I was raised in like a French environment. So like everything around me. Oui. That's essential. We know. Oui. All that good stuff. So yeah, I didn't like. Eminem, I thought, was really interesting the way he used words as like melodies. Like, it's super interesting. Like, you know how he went to the very bottom of the lyrical, miracle, spiritual like thing. He went to the, and he still does it to this day, which I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I really respect him for that. And at first, coming from my point of view, from a French perspective, it was so refreshing, because even though I was like maybe 6, 7, and even though I didn't understand the words he was saying, I could relate to the flow, and I could enjoy the flow, because it was so interesting the way he was placing words. It just made sense, you know?
Rhythmically, yeah. Phenomenal stuff, man. Well, you have a new EP coming. No Love Is Ever Wasted arrives June 10th.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about the EP and what people should expect.
People should expect a bunch of music. I got some R&B on there. I got some pop on there. I got some bangers on there. I got Smoke and Dance on there. I got some festival anthems on there. And basically,
Smoke and Dance.
Do that shit.
No, just go on.
So it's basically the concept of No Love Is Ever Wasted is literally like, it's an appreciation of, like, you know how sometimes you do a little something and you tend to think, let's say you start playing guitar, right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of like, man, it led nowhere because I stopped after a month or something like that. Or you were in a relationship with a girl and like it kind of fell off after a month. And you're like, was it all for nothing? Was that time wasted? And my whole thing, I had this like epiphany that's like, nah, man, it's never for nothing. You gain from all these little experiences, even though you didn't get to the end result you were expecting. You don't know how that's going to be useful in the future. So No Love Is Ever Wasted is not only in a relationship, but anytime you give away love to other people, to yourself, and anytime you love something, it's never wasted. You might not know, you might not realize it yet, but it's going to be useful in the future in some kind of way.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing your love with us on the stage.
Yes, sir.
Man. Phenomenal having you here.
Jayo, thank you, man.
Welcome to the Alum List.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.